I've been reading One Piece for quite some time, and the current discourse that is really getting inside my brain is the fact of Zebeck and Blackbeard. Blackbeard is the son of Roxy Zebeck, and I was on stream recently where we're talking about it while I was playing a game called Rune Dice, and I want to share a few of the clips about why I believe that Blackbeard is the best example of Roxy Zebeck in the entire story. So, here you go. That's why I can't respect Blackbeard. He's not like his dad Zebeck, who had more honor than him. Why are you looking for honor in a pirate manga? I don't know what you're reading. We're obviously not reading the same story. You're looking for honor in a pirate manga. It's a manga about pirate. The only person that actually acts like a pirate is Blackbeard. He's the only one that acts like a Blackbeard. He's it. He's the only one. I don't understand this. I'm not understanding this hate for Blackbeard. And yeah, you can call me a Blackbeard shill. Obviously, I'm a Blackbeard shill. That's how I've always operated among this game. I'm so baffled by how goofy you guys flip and change the script when you see some nonsense. Because Zebeck wasn't a saint. Zebeck was causing thunderstorms and ruining lives. He stormed Mary Joie. He ruined life. He destroyed everything. Like, his entire thing was destroying stuff. And because he had a family and he cared about his wife and all this other stuff. So Dracula cared about his wife. Brother was still evil. I rock with him. I think he's cool, but he's still evil. He's still Dracula. He's still Vlad the Impaler. Doesn't change anything about who he is, about how evil he was. It didn't change anything about it. It just adds context to why he did the things. He's still evil. Blackbeard just doesn't allow himself to get sneaked. That's it. That's it. What's killing me. This is the part that's just messing me up a little bit, right? And maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm dumb. Zebeck just chased power with brutality. He was still looking for devil fruits. He didn't have a plan all the way there. He wanted to make sure everything was good. Make sure Blackbeard could live. Make sure his son was fine. That's what he did. And guess what happened? He got snuck. And that's what happened to him. He's out. He's packed up. He's gone. Zebeck gathered monsters around him, tried to tear down the structure of the world through sheer force, through overwhelming aggression. There was no negotiation or retreat. Blackbeard gathers monsters around him and disassembles that same structure piece by piece through strategy. Like, that's the same. They do the same thing. They're doing the same thing. Blackbeard has monsters, Wang Jis, and all this stuff. He has Katarina Devon. He has Sanwan Wolf. He has all these people. He has everybody. He has all these big hard name hitters. People directly from Impel Down, the worst of the worst. He has them. He has Shiryu. He has Doc Q. He has Jesus Burgess. He has all these evil, volatile, wild people. He got Van Arger. Sekai. He has all of them. It's killing me. Okay, so let's take Blackbeard for example, right? Let's take Blackbeard. Blackbeard is walking through and he knows the history, right? He has this strange awareness, almost feels supernatural. He has an understanding of how things work, how the world works, his obsession with devil fruits, how he actively operates as a human being. And then he did it. He understands the global power. He understood how the Navy operates, how the warlords functions, how the Biancos balance each other out, how the ancient weapons might reshape everything. The man knows where every piece on the board sits before the game even begins. And he plays not for the next move, he's looking for the end game. Zebeck had ambition, and it's true, he did amazing work, right? Zebeck did crazy good work. I will give Zebeck all the flowers on earth. I will give him his flowers. He's an amazing, powerful, just man. I think he's one of the strongest. I think he is. But he's gone. He's gone because he got gypped. He got goopled. He got gopped. That's what happened. It's just what happened. Gyp is a slur. Is it? Is gyp a slur? Did I just say a slur? Sorry for any. I don't know who was that. Who's that affect? What group of people does that slur affect? I'm not sure what group of people that slur. Who is that affecting? Gypsies. Oh, right. That's where I came from? Well, I didn't even know. Okay, well, I guess my bad. Anyways, didn't mean to say it. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know about that. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. But Zebeck attacked the world head on, right? Eventually, the world answered back. Emu came and ruined Zebeck. That's the entirety of what happened. And then Roger was there and he had to fight other pirates. He had to do all this stuff and he had to make sure. You know what Blackbeard is doing? He is attacking when everybody else is striking. The way Zebeck got snuck is how Blackbeard is sneaking everybody else. That's what's happening. That's the beauty of it. What we're witnessing is recompense, right? The thunder that was hitting, striking him down, that's what happened. Because Roger and Garp and whatever other powers is that I'm on recognize some threats cannot be handled through regular means, right? You can't do that. Blackbeard learned that lesson without ever saying the lesson aloud, without ever acknowledging that he studied the failure of his spiritual predecessor, and he adjusted accordingly. He moved through the shadows. He claimed the dark fruit and the chaos of someone else's conflict, took Whitebeard's territory and the vacuum left by Marineford, positioned himself for the final play. While everybody else focuses on the immediate threat, he waits until the moment. I wouldn't be even surprised if he popped it right now and one-shot Luffy. I wouldn't even be surprised. He's building up for the final chapter, and I hope he wins. This obsession with honor in a pirate manga, this obsession with honor among the what is the nonsense with this honor rhetoric that you guys are spending me? Where'd this come from? It wasn't in the story that I was reading. It wasn't. Well, we're reading the same story, right? We're both reading One Piece. All of us are reading One Piece. We're all trying to get the same story. We're all trying to understand the entire confines of what the story is. I didn't get this thing of what's going on here. It feels bizarre. Because the entire world structure is built on betrayal, slavery, secret weapons, corrupt governments, centuries of violence hidden under flags and uniforms and regimes, the celestial dragons who sit at the top of the world, shooting innocent people for entertainment while the Marines protect them. The world government erased an entire island from history to protect these secrets. The nobles of the world trade in human lives casually. They do that. A pirate deciding that winning matters more than moral theater that you guys want to do is crazy. Luffy's fine, but Luffy's not a pirate. Luffy is just a free guy. He's the freest man on the seas. That's what Luffy is. Luffy is a pirate in the same way that you cooking eggs makes you a chef, like a 5-star chef. That's how Luffy's a pirate. Luffy is the loosest, and I mean the loosest definition of a pirate. He only wants the freedom of a pirate. Same way when Luffy says, "Well, I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. I don't share food." Brother, you save people's lives. You make sure they're great. You make sure nobody's destroyed. Not by your own definition, which is worthless because you obviously don't know a jack thing. You aren't a hero, but to everybody else, you're a hero, buddy. Heroes, you don't decide if you are a hero. That's the best thing about being a hero. You don't get to decide if you are a hero. Everybody else around you gets to decide if you are a hero. That's the reality of it. Everybody else around you is saying, yeah, you're a hero for sure. Luffy, I don't care if you think you're a hero or not. It doesn't matter. Blackbeard accepts the rules of the world and accepts it. You know what happened? This is the part that messed me up, right? I don't know if you remember, there's the bloodbender, Hama from Avatar: The Last Airbender. She got tortured, right? She got wildly tortured. She got tortured, abused, annihilated, and she learned bloodbending. And she decided to destroy and ruin other people's lives because she learned bloodbending and she didn't want to get got, right? And she didn't want to get got. And everybody was saying, you can't do what your oppressors are doing to you. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Everybody switched on her. And I think that's the worst example in the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think that's horrible. No, but not everybody's going to have this weak pacifist mindset that Aang had. Sometimes you got to take somebody out. They're saying you shouldn't have killed Fire Lord Ozai. Don't kill Fire Lord Ozai. He killed. Learn his lesson. Learn his lesson. He's had 100 years of evil and disgust and nastiness. He has continued the Fire Nation regime and spread lies and propaganda and done the worst level of evil imaginable. Aang, you should take him out. He is a net negative for the entire world. Yeah, if I just take away his bending, he's gonna have to do. I'm a pacifist, and I think that's a beautiful message, and I think it's lovely to do that. I think it's great for a kid show. I think it's amazing. I'm not knocking a kid show for doing that, but I'll give you a better example. Eren Yeager. What did Eren Yeager say? I will destroy all my enemies beyond the wall. I will destroy all my enemies beyond the wall. And what did he do? He destroyed all of his enemies beyond the wall. He caused the rumbling. And everybody was saying, I think he went a bit too far. Eren Yeager went a bit too far. Eren Yeager did too much. I think it's not fair to say Eren Yeager, you guys would never survive the true revolution. That's the part that's pissing me off. It's the fact that Eren Yeager stood on business, did exactly what he said he was going to do, and you guys doubted him. I watched the audience that once cheered his rage turn against him when his rage became actually effective. It actually worked. You didn't think it'd work. You think, oh, he's going to turn a new leaf. He's a protagonist. He can't possibly just be evil for the sake of being evil. He turned into the greatest final villain in the show. You guys thought, well, I think maybe it's got to be the final villain's got to be the one titan with the thing. No, the final villain was Eren Yeager because he became the villain. And yeah, he later regretted it and all this stuff, said I did it so you guys could be free and all this other stuff. My plan was so big and great, but he still did it. He destroyed all his enemies beyond the wall. I was so ready to accept Eren Yeager as the man that just took out the entire earth and said, I destroyed all the enemies beyond the wall. What's up? I destroyed all the enemies beyond the wall. What's cracking? What do you want from me? I did it. That's what it is. And I respect that. I discovered this, right? The audience, you guys, love when rage fails. When rage fails, you guys love it. You guys love when rage fails and they see that, yeah, you see the outcome of your anger. Yeah, you got to learn to actually control your anger and actually be a better person, because I would be a better person if I had this kind of anger and rage. And I see this so often where people that they say, I wouldn't do that. I'd be a better person. And I'm so proud of you for being a better person. I'm so proud of you, but sometimes you just want to be angry. You can just be angry. It's okay to just be angry. It's fine. It's okay to just be wildly angry. The audience loves when rebellion loses. When the big rebellion loses, the moment a character actually pushes their philosophy all the way to victory, the crowd suddenly panics. Oh my God, wait a sec. He's pushing his philosophy all the way to victory. What does that mean? That's crazy. He's pushing it to a point where people are getting destroyed and ruined. And then you start screaming about lines that should never be crossed, and he's harming children and doing all this stuff. Brother, they killed our children. This is war. This is evil. This is what it is. I don't have time to care about my oppressors' lives when my oppressors are bringing my life to destruction. I'm not gonna care about the life of others in this capacity. I'm not doing that. Blackbeard and Zebeck exist on the same far side of that hypocrisy, where the dreams become so large, the world itself, it turns into the battlefield. The world is the battlefield. That's what it is. Sekai. The world, what you guys preach, whole thing. People from JD's chat, pleasure to see you. It's killing me. It's ruining. It's melting my mind. It's melting my mind to see you play this wild mental gymnastics with this. I don't get it. The only question that matters is who remains standing when the fighting stops. When that's what matters. What matters is who remains standing when the violence stops. The other pirates are going to move with patience and do all this stuff and calculation. Learning from the bones of his predecessors is so important. The ocean will tremble because this one understands the difference between fighting the world and outplaying it. Blackbeard is outplaying the world. I'm so happy that Blackbeard is outplaying the world, because why would he not? Am I wrong in my assertion that you guys think that for some odd reason Blackbeard is supposed to be honorable and moral? And yeah, I know he took out Whitebeard. He took out Whitebeard. You're right. He did take out Whitebeard, but he did that to further his goals. He did that to you have to picture this. And maybe I'm crazy to say this. Imagine if you knew you could be famous, right? You knew that you were going to be bigger than what you were, right? And you had the ability and power to become the biggest thing on earth. And then somebody comes to you and says, well, I'm here to help you. And they're a friend. I'm here to help you. But every time they help, it's a hindrance. And they're doing more than you. And you can say you're jealous or enviable of what they have, but they're doing more than you in some capacities. And so you just let it slide, you let it happen, all bada bing, bada boom. But then you see an opportunity to supersede the world, to supersede the person, to supersede everybody else in your life. But you got to do something messed up. You got to do something pure evil. You got to do something just diabolical, right? Would you do that diabolical action? Would you do that evil? Would you do the evil it takes to be at the top of the world? Or would you just simply sit by and watch your destiny become your destiny that once was, that never will become? Will you sleep on your destiny when destiny arrives at the door? I ask you this. What will your destiny become when you sleep on it? Blackbeard just isn't sleeping on his destiny. And I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that when you sleep on your destiny, when you allow yourself to be stopped and destroyed by your own, I can only imagine, ineptitude, because you are scared of your own potential, of what you could possibly become in the greater world. You could be the greatest to ever do it, but do you have the strength and power and will of character to be the greatest to ever do it? Or are you scared to be the greatest? Are you scared? There are people you're going to have to step on, destroy, and annihilate in this world to get to the top. Do you have the ability to make it to the top? I don't know. I'm learning that my chat doesn't. My chat doesn't have the ability. I tell you this right now. I do. I do have the power to tear down, destroy, and make it to the top. I would be Blackbeard. I have the strength, the will of character, the power. I have the charisma. I have the wherewithal. I have the ability to do all these things. And I just might. And that's important for me. I want you guys to understand that's important for me. It is. It is very important for me to do that. I that's just what it is. I don't understand the Blackbeard hate. I just don't get it. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride when you